The Netherlands versus Argentina, a quarterfinal affair for the 2022 World Cup that you don't want to miss. The match will be played on December 9th at the Lusail Stadium, where the winner would move on to play the winner of Croatia versus Brazil. In terms of results so far en route to the quarterfinals, let's start with the Netherlands. The top Group 8 with the host Qatar, Senegal, and Ecuador, then defeated the USA 3-1 in the round of 16. As for Argentina, the top Group C despite the early hiccup over Saudi Arabia, Mexico, and Poland. Then in the round of 16, they barely squeezed past Australia. Let's talk about some players that could make a difference in this match. I call them the X Factors. Let's start with the Netherlands. We have Andries Noppert, the goalkeeper. No one thought that he would actually beat the man between the sticks, but Louis van Gaal threw us all a curveball. Look, Noppert is the tallest man at the World Cup, and he will indeed be tested against Lionel Messi, Julian Alvarez, and the other Argentinian forwards. He is a surprise inclusion, as I mentioned, so analyzing his style will be pretty difficult for Argentina to do. They might have to go back and watch some Dutch Eredivisie matches. And I have to say the future does look bright for Noppert. He's not over 30 yet, and teams might be actually looking at him after his impressive work during the finals. He's going to be a key man for the Netherlands if they are to move on to the semis. Then we have Cody Gakpo, breakout star at the World Cup for the Netherlands, and many people didn't know Cody Gakpo before this tournament started, but he's been on fire for PSV for some time. He's very versatile in the final third. He could hit him with his left, his right, or even he could head them in because he has the height advantage, he has pace, and I'm going to go as far as to say he will be a future great for the Dutch. Then, of course, how could I talk about X Factors without mentioning the big man at the back, Virgil van Dijk? He is the defensive mainstay. He's the leader at the back. He will be tasked with keeping Lionel Messi quiet. It's going to be an arduous task, but there's nothing that Van Dijk has not done before. So, Virgil van Dijk, the hope of the Netherlands, is in your hands. Let's talk a bit about the Argentinian players. How could I talk about X Factors without mentioning Lionel Messi? He's one of football's greatest of all time. He is their timekeeper. He controls play, the pace, the tempo of the game. Endless superlatives to describe Lionel Messi. One thing we know for sure, he's magic, he's mayhem, he's magnificent. Then let's talk about these young guns. I want to pair them up together. Julian Alvarez and Enzo Fernandez, former players from River Plate, or I should say River Plate graduates. For Julian Alvarez, his sharpness in the final third, he's a pressing machine, and the quality that this player possesses is simply amazing. He is going to be one of their future greats, in my opinion, and shout outs to him. He's my Manchester City player as well. Go Julian. Then, of course, Enzo Fernandez, box to box. He's a threat in attack, and he also provides some cover for the defense. He's a breath of fresh air for this Argentinian team, and he is also a future great in my opinion. These two players, along with Lionel Messi, could definitely help Argentina get into the semis. Let's talk a bit about some head-to-head in competitive games only. Forget about the friendlies, forget about the exhibition games. Let's talk competition style. There's been 5 previous meetings between the Netherlands and Argentina in competitive matches, with all 5 games coming at the FIFA World Cup. Argentina do have 2 wins, with one of those via a penalty shootout, the Netherlands with 2, and 1 match ending in a draw. They met in 1974 in the group phases, where the Netherlands destroyed Argentina 4-0. But 4 years later, 1978 World Cup final hosted by Argentina, the Albiceleste destroyed the Netherlands 3-1. Maybe they didn't destroy them. I'm exaggerating. They met again in the quarterfinal of the 1998 World Cup, where the Netherlands brushed aside Gabriel Batistuta and co. 2-1. Then they met again in the group phases of the 2006 World Cup, where that one ended in a 0-0 stalemate. Let's fast forward to the 2014 World Cup, a massive clash in the semi-final between the Dutch and Argentina, which ended 0-0 after extra time, and Argentina went on to win 4-2 on penalties. So the Netherlands, they do have that in their memory. and they would want to actually correct that this time around. But it is psychological advantage Argentina. All right, let's talk about the starting 11s for both teams. Let's start with the Netherlands, who do play a 3-4-1-2 formation under the legendary manager Louis van Gaal. I don't expect the Netherlands team to change too much. We should see Andries Noppert in goal, 3 at the back, Van Dijk, Nathan Ake, Yuri and Timber, but I have to actually put an asterisk there. Matthijs de Ligt, I have a feeling, could come back into this fixture. Would it be the right choice? It's left to be seen. We have the wingbacks in Denzel Dumfries and Daley Blind. These guys should hold their place. They were magnificent in the last game. And the holding midfielders of Martin de Roon and Frankie de Jong didn't really put a foot wrong, so I expect them to see them back, barring injuries, illness, or unexplained absences. Further ahead, Davy Klaasen's place, I think we have to put an asterisk next to that one as well. We could see Tiaan Koopmeiners or Steven Berghuis play that position, but up top, expect to see Cody Gakpo and Memphis Depay. Look, there's also the option of using Steven Bergwijn. Maybe he'll come off the bench. And one player that we haven't seen yet at the World Cup, Noah Lang. I think this is the game that Louis van Gaal may unleash Noah Lang once he's fit and ready to go. But I don't expect many changes from Louis van Gaal for this big quarterfinal clash against Argentina. All right, let's take a look at the Argentina 11 that faced Australia. They do play a 4-3-3 formation under Lionel Scaloni, who's done a great job with the national team thus far. Emi Martinez should be in goal, and at the back, we could see Nahuel Molina switched out for Gonzalo Montiel, because Molina, he's had a run and he's been taken off. So let's see if they choose to go Molina or Montiel. Also, Christian Romero or Lisandro Martinez. Lisandro did come off the bench and played well against Australia, so I wouldn't be surprised if he starts. But Nicolas Otamendi and Marcos Acuna, I think, should retain their places. We move up to the midfield. Rodrigo de Paul, Enzo Fernandez, and Alexis McAllister. Ever since Argentina went this route, they've been very good since. They haven't really faltered. And I think Enzo is the man to be blamed for that, for sure. So I expect that to remain the same. We move up into the forward positions. We will see changes here. Julian Alvarez and Messi should start, but Papu Gomez should drop back out for maybe a fit again Angel Di Maria, or could we see Lautaro from the start? Could Lionel Scaloni throw a curveball at the Netherlands and send out Paulo Dybala? I doubt that will happen, but let's wait and see. But I don't expect many changes, 2 to 3 the most. All right, let's talk about some key insights for both teams. The Netherlands, let's go with the number 2 insight here. The Netherlands have lost just one of their 9 meetings with Argentina in all competitions, winning 4, drawing 4, with that loss coming in the 1978 World Cup final. However, the most recent of those 4 draws did result in a penalty shootout defeat in the last meeting between the sides in the 2014 World Cup semi-final. And we're also going to take a look at the number 5 insight here. The Netherlands have progressed from their last 3 World Cup quarterfinal matches, 1998, 2010, and 2014, with their only defeat at this stage coming in 1994 against eventual winners Brazil. For Argentina, let's look at the number 4 insight. Since losing the 1930 final against Uruguay, each of Argentina's last 9 eliminations from the World Cup knockout rounds, including finals, have come against European nations, including a 2-1 loss to the Netherlands in the 1998 quarterfinal. Wow. Let's predict this match. Oh, this is a difficult one to predict, guys. It's really, really difficult. You know, the Netherlands, they've gone unbeaten so far in the tournament. The only team that came close to beating them, it's been Ecuador when they picked up a 1-1 draw. But the Netherlands brushed aside Qatar, Senegal late, the USA, bye-bye. And could it be bye-bye again for Argentina? So, look, it's a tough game. Louis van Gaal is a legendary manager. In the tactical sense, him coming up against Lionel Scaloni is a big mismatch. So I think Argentina are going to need to do it through the players. No disrespect to Scaloni, but if Louis van Gaal get his tactics right and the players could implement them on the field, it could be the Netherlands going through. But that is not actually guaranteed. You could put out your tactics, go out there, and the opponent just play you off the park, and your tactics, strategies just jump out the window very, very, very early, especially when you have a player like Messi to deal with. Julian Alvarez. These guys have been on fire at the World Cup so far. So for the Netherlands, are they going to take the same approach that they took against the USA? Let Argentina have a lot of the ball, deal with the pressure, and then break on the counter, be clinical in the final third, take their opportunities. I don't think that would be the wisest thing to do when you have a player by the name of Lionel Messi in the opposition team. Because if you let him get enough chances, he would punish you with something special. You see what I mean? He would put it in top bins in the V. He would hit it down low, beat the goalkeeper at his near. He will do something magical to beat you, believe me. And then he definitely has a few players supporting cast that could hurt you as well. Alvarez, Enzo Fernandez, Alexis McAllister, Angel Di Maria. So it's not a good idea to allow Argentina to just do whatever they want. So the Netherlands, they would want to be heavily involved, pressing, trying to win that ball back in the midfield or further up the field, break on a transition, and hit Argentina, where you see when their defense have been tested, they look a bit suspect. Let's not pretend that Nicolas Otamendi doesn't look suspect at times when the pressure, comes on. Also, Christian Romero. We saw against Saudi Arabia how this defense just folded and crumbled. Then against Australia again, once you take the game to them, they could look a bit sus. So that's the approach I think the Netherlands should take. It's going to be an interesting battle down the wings as well, especially the right wing where Denzel Dumfries operates. Marcos Acuna is the right person to be there. If Tagliafico starts, he's going to get outplayed. He's going to get pocketed, in my opinion. So that's going to be a very interesting battle, dealing with Denzel Dumfries running down, getting those balls into the box. Look, Blind, he wouldn't really venture forward too much. He would, but maybe more central to provide some cover in the midfield. But for him marauding down the wings, no, you're not going to see that. You're really not. Depay and Gakpo, they're going to need to take the game to this Argentinian defense as well. But the midfield, Frankie de Jong, Martin de Roon, these guys are going to need to be very, very good dealing with Lionel Messi, Van Dijk dealing with Messi, Ake and maybe Timber or De Ligt, whoever else is there. But the trick is, if you have too many players marking Messi, then you leave room for Julian Alvarez to operate. So this game is so difficult to call, because both teams, they have been so good. Argentina, despite the hiccup in the opening game, they bounced back and they've been dominant over Mexico and Poland. Australia did give them a little scare, but come on, guys. Argentina were always going to get past Australia. So this one is hard. I think this is going to be the toughest game of the tournament for both teams, hence the reason why it's so hard to call. But I think it's advantage Argentina here. But history just favors Louis van Gaal and the Dutch when it comes to World Cup matches. And, it's a tricky one. It's just a tricky one. The last time they met, it was a draw, but still Argentina got through on penalties. If it does go to penalties, whose advantage is it? Is it Argentina? Is it the Dutch? To be honest, man, it depends on who's on the field at the end of the 120 minutes. The quality on the field, the penalty takers, who could hold their nerve. So this one is really tricky, but I think it's going to go a full 120 minutes. I don't think it's going to go to penalties. It just might, but I don't see it ending in 90 minutes. So I'm going to give this one to Argentina, though. I did pick Argentina to go on to win the World Cup, and I don't see anything that the Dutch have really done to say, hey, they're going to go on to beat Argentina. They could, but I'm just saying I'm not convinced. I'm not fully convinced, because there were times the USA had the Netherlands on the ropes. And when I mean on the ropes, if they were a bit more clinical, it would have been the USA playing Argentina here. But you got to give him a lot of credit still. Definitely got to give the team a lot of credit. Very good outfit, quality players. But with this first true test of the World Cup, I think they're going to fold Argentina 2, the Netherlands 1. Argentina move on to the semis to face maybe Brazil, or it could be Croatia. Guys, that's my thoughts. That's my prediction, my preview, my analysis of this massive quarterfinal game between the Netherlands and Argentina. It will be a tactical battle. Is it going to be Van Gaal that comes out on top again, or would it be Lionel Messi and Lionel Scaloni, a combination of heads getting the better of Van Gaal? So, guys, I could go on and on and on, but I can't. You know what I'm saying? It will take forever to really go into details and break this. I might need to pull out the calculator or something. You see what I'm saying? But guys, I'm your boy Dom. Subscribe if you're new, like the video if you haven't yet done so. Let me know if I miss any major talking points down below. And from your boy Dom, until next time, peace out. Rich Squad. Peace. May the best team win.